Hey guys, and welcome back to the Blue Podcast Network. This is the Chequered Show. Can't remember what episode it is now, but we're well into the season. I've got Matt alongside me to talk all things to do with the Azerbaijan Grand Prix that happened last weekend. Matt, how are you?
Yeah, I'm alright, a bit tired, but I'm okay. Ready to talk about F1.
Let's talk about Formula 1. Shall we literally quickly talk about qualifying quickly?
Wait, before that, can I just say, by the way, the F1 Miami track is massively overhated. Having walked around it a bit, it is a very nice track.
I do agree. I think it's massively overhated as well.
It's a nice track.
Yeah.
Just putting it out there, but now everything else about Azerbaijan.
So, obviously I know you was in Miami, so I don't know how much of it you was able to
I
catch
actually
in
watched
qualifying.
pretty much all of qualifying because it came in a massive break that I had.
Yeah.
So I watched a bit of that. I watched the end of the race, but I didn't see the start. But
Yeah.
I've seen obviously everything that happened in it, so I'm up to date.
Carnage in qualifying, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Everyone
absolute
just
carnage.
decided to just, Behrman went out, Colapinto crashed out. Did you see what happened with Colapinto and Gasly?
I didn't say. Yeah. As I said, I had time to watch qualifying, but then because qualifying was 2 hours, I didn't watch it all.
I think qualifying was longer than any race this season.
I think it's been. I thought, wasn't it also the longest ever qualifying? I read.
Yeah. It was massively longer than last year as well. But I just want to say quickly with Colapinto, he crashed because Gasly went deep. He went after the runoff at turn 5, and then Colapinto was behind him. Yellow flags. He's still going as if he's on an in lap, and he just
Idiot.
bins it. I'm like, what on earth are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, it's incredible. But
Also, did you see? Like, I know it's not F1, but did you see what happened in the F2?
yes,
That was so bad. What was the guy thinking?
He came to the track and as if no one else was on the circuit. For me,
Like, that's like a karting error. That's not. You should not be able to be like in an F2 car being able to do that. That's the same error that people make at a karting track when they've never raced before.
It's lack of awareness. And for me, I initially saw that. I thought disqualify him from that weekend.
Yeah, that's so
that
dangerous.
Like, I don't understand what was going through his head in that moment. But wow, and I think he only got a 10-second penalty, or not
10 seconds.
Not 10, I think he got a 10 place good drop or something like that. I can't.
Is that
can't
it
remember.
though? That is ridiculous. He should have got penalty points at least.
The FA continues to surprise me. But with qualifying, it was slippery, and that's where Piastri went off, and he crashed into the.
That's kind of the big thing in qualifying.
The big thing with that, the track wasn't as wet. So because I was kind of fearing that there might be a point where we had to go into the inters. Didn't do so.
Yeah, it didn't really rain though, did it?
It was just kind of like
moist.
It was very much light rain, and then with that, Verstappen pulls out a worldie of a lap, 5/10 ahead of Sainz in second place. Sainz qualifying second, Lawson third, Antonelli fourth. It was just a really jumped up.
I'm not gonna lie. When Piastri crashed, I was kind of praying that something else was going to happen after that, so that it was that top 3, because it was Lawson, Hadjar, and Sainz in the top 3.
Yes.
Oh, I was praying that would stay. I was so.
Max had to go and ruin it, didn't he?
Yeah, bloody Max. I've always hated Max. That's terrible.
But Norris couldn't capitalise in qualifying. He started P7.
I will say, I know obviously it's technically a worse weekend for Piastri, but I would say this weekend makes Norris look the worst out of either McLaren driver, because his direct championship rivals made 2 massive mistakes, one in qualifying, one in the race, and both of them Norris should have capitalised on, and neither he did.
No, and that's the thing. He had that chance, as you said. He had the chance to capitalise on the opportunity. He didn't do so. So should we get into the race? Firstly, talk about Max Verstappen. Picked up his 67th career race victory in Formula 1. 6-7. Laugh, please. And it was his 6th Grand Slam.
Lloyd's got laughing behind the camera.
But he secured his 6th ever Grand Slam in Formula 1. He's now level with Lewis Hamilton in terms of Grand Slams. He's now 2 away.
Can I just say how incredible that is? In the season he's done it.
Yeah.
Like, he's done this in the season where McLaren are the best team by an absolute country mile. Like, yeah, it's impressive.
And I saw a stat yesterday that Verstappen has now led more laps than Lando Norris has.
Wow.
Which is incredible to think. And Max is having a great season. I think, for me, he's probably my driver of the season. Even if Piastri or Norris does go and win the championship, he's been incredible. Monza absolutely dominated Azerbaijan, which is not one of his best circuits, by the way, as well. And he went and won it. I think it's the first time a driver has converted pole into a race win since Nico Rosberg in 2016, and that technically wasn't the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. That's technically the European Grand Prix. So that's another record there by Max Verstappen as well. But an incredible win by Max Verstappen. Just controlled it, dominant, comfortable.
Just such a good driver.
Amazing driver. He's
So
competing in a GT3 race.
Yeah, because I saw that because he had to get an instructor at the Nordschleife.
Yeah.
When he's like an F1 driver,
Yeah.
4-time world champion. It's like, yeah, you're not allowed to go around the Nordschleife by yourself, mate. Sorry about that.
But he's now got the license, so he can now do that. So he could be competing this weekend at the Nürburgring. Not 100% sure exactly where it is. So looking forward to that for Max Verstappen. But again, massive congratulations to Max Verstappen on his win. Well deserved. He's now 69 points off Piastri, who's in first place.
It's not happening. It's
Can
not
he do
happening.
it?
I'm sorry, it's not happening. It is not happening.
He now doesn't need a Piastri DNF to win the World Championship.
It's not happening. It's not happening.
I don't think it's happened, but it's...
do you know, I don't like Max Verstappen and I love McLaren, but I kind of wouldn't mind if it happened now because it would just be like, absolutely, what a story that'd be. What a story.
If he went and won the championship, he'd be by far the best championship he's ever won. The fact that he's not even anywhere near the...
Because every championship he's won has not been that impressive because 2021
2021 was impressive, but...
Yeah, but this situation...
What happened at the end?
The other three was so easy.
Yeah.
And this one would be very impressive.
Yeah. I'd love to see him go and do it this season. But yeah, massive congratulations to Max Verstappen. George Russell finished second place. He started behind Antonelli. He was on the hards instead of Antonelli was on the mediums. He went long into the race and just had a good pace. Finished second. A typical George Russell performance where he just puts himself in a position where, wow, I'm on the podium now. So what were your thoughts on George Russell this weekend?
I would say Russell is more impressive than people are realising because he's been ill this whole weekend.
Yes.
He's been definitely ill.
Have you heard his voice on the team radio?
No.
On Friday, he was like, he was very...
But he's basically like deathly ill and he's turned up. He's gone to this race after barely having any practice.
Yeah.
And he's put it in second. That is George Russell for you. Like, he will just perform no matter what.
That's the thing. George Russell is for me, that driver that when it's on the edge, he can do it. And maybe for George Russell, maybe he should be ill all the time if he's going to be putting performances in like that. But
I don't know why Mercedes are having thoughts about rehiring him. Just rehire them.
How they haven't nailed him a contract
Give
down.
him a contract.
It's ridiculous. I don't understand why he's been one of the drivers of the season. One of the best drivers over the last 3 to 4 years, really.
Yeah, for sure.
And he deserves a new contract. I think that's going to happen. There's no doubt. I don't see who else Mercedes is going to get is over George Russell.
Yeah, Verstappen's staying now, for sure.
Verstappen's staying.
He's definitely there.
Now. But yeah, a good win by... a good second place by George Russell. His 22nd podium in Formula 1. As well, Carlos Sainz, the big one, on the podium.
So happy about this.
Once again. Williams' first podium since Belgium 2021.
I thought they said it was Baku. Yeah, I thought they said it was the same place.
If you don't count Belgium 2021, which wasn't really a race.
I don't really count that. Yeah,
it goes back to Lance Stroll, who got third place in Azerbaijan
in 2017.
In his debut year for Williams.
Yeah,
and on the podium in second place was a Mercedes, and first place was a Red Bull.
I've always been a massive Williams fan because, you know, they're an English team. I've always loved Williams.
Yeah.
So the fact that they've got a podium after this long, it makes me so happy. Like I've been saying this whole year, this year has made me so happy as someone who loves Williams.
Yeah.
So next year I'm very hopeful. I feel like next year this could be so exciting.
Yeah, I think James Vowles has really got this team together now. They've got a really strong driver lineup. Carlos Sainz hasn't had the greatest of year.
That's the other thing as well.
But
yeah.
I think we saw in the race where he was telling the team at one point saying, "Look, guys, we need to cover off." I think it was Antonelli. Just a very intelligent, knows how to win, knows what it's like to be out front.
That's where I think he helps Williams. They're aspiring next season to be kind of competing near the front, and they've got in a driver who's done that with Ferrari.
Yeah, and saying he's had a poor season, but podium. Massive congratulations to Carlos Sainz. Let's see if he can continue this on now. I do still see Alex Albon being better than him from now to the end of the season.
Alex Albon's been the better driver this season. Yeah. I think that much is undeniable, but this is probably the best driver of the season from a Williams driver.
Yeah, definitely up there. But yeah, a podium. In a way, I want to say this is with that, it was fairly... No, in a way, I think it was fairly easy for Sainz because it's so difficult for these cars to overtake at the minute that it almost felt like he was going to get the podium no matter what. even if he didn't. As long as he didn't make a mistake, he was always.
I
gonna
guess
be
so.
there.
But it's still impressive the pace he had to get
Yeah.
himself there in the
Yeah.
first place.
Because like, I got things when he got the podium, and even when Hadjar got the podium in Zandvoort, massive achievement. But I never really felt as excited when I saw like Gazzy win a race, for example, and
It's not a win,
having
though,
to.
is it?
But I feel like he had to. No, but I feel like
If
in
someone
terms
won a
of
race, I'd be
that-
on the floor screaming.
But I feel like in terms of that moment, I didn't feel as joyful for that moment compared to when I saw like Ocon get his podium in Bahrain or and things like that. Because I don't think it was as hard for him because it's so difficult to overtake with these cars. Lawson
guess
was
so.
able to maintain P5. Taking nothing away from Carlos Sainz, it's just the nature of the regulations that we are currently in. Shall we move on to Antonelli? Had a great qualifying, good weekend overall.
One of his better weekends recently.
Yes.
I've criticised him a few times recently,
Yeah.
and this weekend was a
Rightly
lot
so.
better from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, rightly so for the criticism. I think he has had poor race weekends,
Yeah.
but this race weekend he was very good.
Yeah, and I said out qualifying his teammate as well, starting P4. So, Russell had just had better pace. Obviously finished second. Anthony P5.
It's not like he's that much slower though. He's
No.
all right, and Russell's been in the sport for years.
Yeah,
So I think it's very impressive.
yeah, and I think massive positive for Antonelli. We go to Singapore, which has a lot of the low speed, twisty bits as well.
Yeah.
So let's see if he can continue that as well. He was pretty good at Canada. Obviously got the podium. A circuit where there's a lot of low speed sort of corners. So maybe these are sort of circuits that he does well at. So we're gonna have to see when we go to a track maybe like Austin, for example, or
Yeah.
Sao Paulo. But we'll wait and see. But really impressed by Antonelli. I've been very critical of him this season. I don't think he's been the driver that I thought he would be. But if he continue putting performances like this, there's no doubt that
Yeah, he can become it for sure.
Lawson was Lawson started P3, finished P5. VCarb having some really good results
The
recently.
hate's forced on him, I would say.
Yeah.
He did terribly with Red Bull, but he's actually a decent driver. He's a bit clumsy and a bit clueless.
Yes.
But he is very quick.
Yeah, he's.
There's a reason he's in the sport.
I think I think they've been very very close. Have Lawson and Hadjar. I think it's because obviously Lindblad is. There's talks of him going to VCarb, maybe Lawson dropping out potentially, because the rumours are going around that Hadjar will be in the Red Bull next year, and Tsunoda and Lindblad will be in the VCarb for next season, which I think would be very unfair on Lawson. I think since I would say Austria, I think he got a P6. He's been very solid.
He's been so good, I think.
I think it's been very close between him and Hadjar, so I think it'd be very unfair for him to lead the sport. So he's been really impressive. Defended quite well during the race. Kept Tsunoda behind him throughout the race. Good points for VCarb. Currently 6th in the constructors as well. Williams, by the way, are 5th in the constructors by
So
about
good.
30 points. So I do think Williams are now secured.
Hopefully.
V5 now.
Don't jinx him.
Don't jinx them, but I think they have over 30 points. But yeah, really impressed by Lawson again. Hopefully he can keep this up as well. As we go to Singapore again, similar sort of circuit, so maybe see the performance go there again. Yuki Tsunoda, I can only think that's his best result for Red Bull now.
Yeah, one of his best drives so far.
One of his best drives. Wasn't that far off Max throughout the whole weekend. I think the gap from him to Verstappen must have been around about, I can't get, but 30 odd seconds or something like that. I can't quite remember the number, but very close between him and Max in this race.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's still a lot of pressure. He needs to continue this going into Singapore. So we should wait and see there. But do you think this could be a turning point for Yuki Tsunoda now?
Perhaps he needs it to be, I think. I think he kind of needs something to prove that he should stay in this sport.
Yeah, and I do believe Red Bull brought upgrades this weekend.
And they must have done
in
surely.
Azerbaijan.
They were so much better.
And I think the reports are that the car is now more stable. And with that, Max is only going to enjoy that. Can he go 3 in a row in Singapore? We're going to have to wait and see. But that Red Bull looks like he's progressing. So we're going to have to wait and see what goes on at Red Bull. But again, massive congratulations to Yuki Tsunoda. Lando Norris, underwhelming.
Yeah, I think he's massively, massively bottled this weekend because he's had the opportunity. His teammates crashed on the first lap. You've got to win the race or at least come second. You have to get, 15 to 25 points from that situation. And he's got, 8?
6 points.
6 points. I mean, that's dreadful. Considering your teammates crashed, you have to be doing more than that. That's less points than you'd get for finishing first and him finishing second. So that's, it's not good enough.
Because that's the thing. We might as well talk about Piastri as well. But you look at with Piastri, he comes out this weekend and goes, yes, he made 3 mistakes. He crashed in qualifying. He jumped the start, which his penalty won't be carried over to Singapore. I don't understand why. Apparently, because 5 second penalties.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he jumped the start, and that meant Fernando Alonso also jumped the start as well. A bit unlucky for him, but
it's a big sigh of relief, I think, for Piastri. He's like, look, he crashes. He's like, oh my god, this is dreadful. But Norris is going to gain loads of points on me, but then he doesn't. So he's like, oh, all right.
Yeah, exactly.
Might as well have just taken the weekend off.
That literally. So for Piastri, you can go, and for me, I saw someone say this. This is probably the worst weekend for a championship contender ever.
Yeah.
Or for a very long time, because I can't recall Luce or Verstappen or Vettel or Alonso, Schumacher crashing out in qualifying,
and then
jumping
in
the
the
start,
race.
and in the race as well on lap 1.
It's dreadful.
So for Piastri, as I said, he kind of comes to this thinking, sigh of relief. I do wonder how things are going to go from now to the end of the season, because this was meant to be a real confidence booster for Norris and almost kind of capitalise on what Piastri couldn't do this weekend. And it kind of feels for me that Piastri's going to win the championship because Norris can't capitalise on these situations.
Yeah, and I think Piastri's got it now.
When the pressure is on him, he can't capitalise.
Which they had to do something this weekend.
Yeah, and he didn't do so. So hopefully for Norris he can turn it around, because I want to see a championship fight. I want to see the championship go down to Abu Dhabi. But at the moment, it probably looks like Verstappen's going to be closer to competing for the championship at the moment with how well he's doing, with how well he's going. So that's it with the McLarens. I'm going to talk about the Ferraris. Hamilton P8, Leclerc P9.
Bit of a nothing weekend for them.
Nothing weekend. Hamilton top FP2. From that, I was thinking, buzzing. Maybe in for a good weekend.
Watch practice and get excited.
I don't.
This.
But in a world where Hamilton isn't getting good results, I have to take every little moment. So, I saw that, and overall, Leclerc is. I think before he's got 4 pole positions in a row at Baku, so he's very strong here. So, I was very optimistic that the Ferraris would show up and potentially at least look at the second row, and they didn't do that. Leclerc crashed out in qualifying. Hamilton got knocked out in Q2. But the thing is with Hamilton, he had to do 3 laps on the set of softs, and he had no tyres left. He had no fuel left at the end of the. So for me, that's my excuse for him. So I think he was a little bit unlucky. But yeah, for Ferrari, on a weekend as well when both McLarens had poor results.
They should have done better.
I do agree. I think they should have done better. Did you see the whole thing at the end where Hamilton giving the place back to Leclerc? Because obviously Leclerc,
I did not.
Leclerc let Hamilton pass because Hamilton was on the fresher tyres, and he didn't let him pass. Leclerc kind of just said, "It's P8, P9. It's 4 points. I'm not really going to be fussed by it." So that is that with the Ferraris. Not much more to know. Albon, did you see Albon's crash with Colapinto?
Yeah.
At all? I don't know what Albon was doing, overtaking at at turn 7. Who makes a move there? Doesn't make any sense.
No, it's not a very good place to make a move.
Colapinto at the point was, I think he was running P13 at the point, so he was actually doing all right. And then, Albon's race was ruined from then because he went on the hards and basically went right to the end of the race, and so that was kind of a little bit of a nothing race for Alex Albon. Just a slight talk on Fernando Alonso. He jumped the start because he was reacting to Piastri. So I think naturally, when you're under that sort of tension and that sort of pressure, with you see Piastri jump the start, and he's obviously thinking, "Oh, he's gone. Maybe I've got to go as well." So
I think it's just because if you're in that situation, you're just looking for anything. Like you're looking for the lights to change or people start moving. Yeah. As soon as you see movement, you go.
And especially when you're further back, it's hard to kind of see the lights.
Yeah.
I know sometimes they have it on the side as well. So, unfortunately for Alonso, and from there his race was kind of over. A bit unlucky because he DNF'd in Monza with a suspension failure, which I believe was due to a rock that came off of Lando Norris's car that hit the suspension at one point, and then when it went over the curb, it then derailed.
Yeah.
So a little bit unfortunate for Aston Martin, but I think they'll be back in Singapore next weekend. So we have to wait and see.
Yeah.
I feel like we went over it quite quickly. Not really much action happened in Azerbaijan.
There wasn't very much.
No. Shall we go on to the predictions? I don't have the prediction results from last weekend.
We'll just say that I won then.
But, okay, yeah. Matt won.
I don't know what I predicted. I can't remember. I think I might have put both McLarens in the top 3, so probably not good.
I don't know. Ronnie did mine, didn't he? So I have no idea what... I actually don't know what he did.
I think I might have put Verstappen near the front, to be fair. But I think either way we did badly.
Well,
what was the random ones? I can't remember.
I don't know. I wasn't
It
there.
might have been like P8 or something. If so, I think I might have put someone like that.
For my predictions that I did on my TikTok page, Rhys Chapman's Sports, please go and follow.
And follow Matthew Trevelyan on TikTok.
There you go. There's a plug.
There you go.
I said Leclerc would be on pole.
And follow the Blue Podcast Network. Sorry, we're just getting all of these out of the way.
There we go. Anyone else want to shout? Lloyd,
Lloyd Hassel. Follow Lloyd Hassel. He's
Lloyd-
on audio. He's superb.
There we go. On my predictions, I said on my TikTok page, I did Leclerc to win, and then I did to get pole, and I said Norris, Piastri.
You put Leclerc to get pole.
He's had four. He's had 4 pole positions in Baku for the last 4 years, and he's had poor cards. So, but yeah, I said Norris to win. I said Piastri to come second. I said Leclerc to be third, and none of them happened.
No.
So yeah, should we get into this week's prediction?
Go on, Em.
Obviously we're in Singapore, so who do you think's gonna get on pole?
Max.
Verstappen, okay. I'm going with Piastri. Boring, plain and simple, but I think he'll.
I think Max is as boring as Verstappen now, Max is as boring as Piastri now for pole.
Yeah,
like
he's
got loads.
He's got quite a few this season. Who are you going to go with for your race winner? You might as well want one for your first, second, third.
Piastri, Verstappen, Norris.
Okay. I'm going with. I don't want to go with the same as you.
Is that what you were thinking then?
No, sorry. I'm going with. I think Piastri will win the race. I think Verstappen will be second, and I think Leclerc will be third.
Do you think Norris out the top?
I don't know why he might have a little bit.
Top 5 or?
I think if he wins top 5, maybe that 4th.
Wow.
I think Leclerc will have an alright weekend. I just put it out there. Right. I think for our bold predictions.
Yeah.
Let's go with the 5th pit stop.
You're lying. That's just not going to be the prediction because you're not going to be able to find that out.
We can watch the race and see.
I don't even. I have a clue who to go for. It's going to be. Well, my thinking is it's going to be a first driver because it's more likely to be. So I'm going to go for Alex Albon.
Albon, okay. Let's go with. Yeah, I think it's a fair point you're saying about it most likely will be, especially if it's a 5th pit stop. I'm going to go with Pierre Gasly. Why not?
Yeah, it could be. I could see him being first. I don't know why. That's another prediction. I don't get a point for it, I know, but...
P6.
P6, I'm going to go for Hamilton.
Okay.
And P6, Lewis Hamilton.
I'm going to go with Antonelli. I think I have another good weekend in Singapore.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah. Anything else to add? Anything you got to say? Opinions on Singapore? What's your opinions on?
I like the track. I don't like playing up the F1 game. I'm terrible at it.
No.
But no, I think it'd be a good race. I just think it's when Norris starts to fall off a bit because he knows he can't win it.
Yeah.
That's kind of all I think. I think Norris. This weekend for me is consolidated the championship.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, well, thing is, we've gone from a really bore-fest race and circuit at Azerbaijan. By the way, I don't rate Azerbaijan as a circuit. I'll get onto that on another day. I don't think it's a skillful circuit. I don't think it's that difficult. That's why Perez has won there the most times out of anyone. But Singapore, again, we're going to have another bore-fest in a way. Because you can't really overtake around there. But I'm looking forward to it. It's a track that a lot of the drivers look forward to because it has a very physical challenge for them. It's one of the hottest Grand Prix of the year. And I like the race under the lights as well, so it's pretty nice. So look forward to that, and hopefully we see you on the next episode of the Chequered Show where we'll be talking about the Singapore Grand Prix. Make sure you like, follow, share, all that good stuff, and we'll catch you on the next one.